I know this one.
It's just a wedding podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Sound Precision Entertainment and Cufflink Media, Cleveland's best DJ, photo, and video team. When it comes to your big day, why juggle multiple vendors when you can have one amazing team? We're going to save you time, money, and stress because we're better together. From packed dance floors to photos and cinematic video, we've got you covered from I Do to The Last Dance. Book your wedding dream team today at spedj.com and cufflinkmedia.com. Find the links in the description below.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of the It's Just a Wedding podcast, back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
You
here
keep
for the
saying
DJ
back
Summit.
in Pittsburgh every time. We never left.
That's true, but the people who watch this may not know that we never left. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
We are here in Pittsburgh, so now we know we got a guest here today, all the way from the Big D, correct? Down in Dallas.
From the
correct.
Big D.
So are you a Cowboys fan?
Oh, die hard, bro. I almost came up here in my Cowboys,
Literally,
Cowboys out, bro.
With us being from Cleveland, we hate the Steelers so much that it's hard for me to even come here. You know?
I paraded my Cleveland Browns crew neck all morning today.
He did.
Well,
Cleveland.
thankfully they haven't been so good lately, so they don't have much room to talk either. You know
But
what
the
I'm saying?
problem is the Browns haven't been so good in three
they neither
decades.
have the Cowboys, but hey, that's neither here nor there.
So before we get into it, I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction, and
Yeah.
then we'll kind of pick your brain from there. So today on the It's Just a Wedding podcast, we're excited to welcome Nate Acosta, a highly respected wedding DJ and event professional from the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas. Nate has made a name for himself as a bilingual wedding DJ expert, bringing exceptional energy and cultural inclusivity to celebrations and helping show couples what that dance floor really means. Nate, welcome to the podcast.
Damn, bro, that was dope, man. Thank you.
Chat
Appreciate you guys.
GPT kills
yeah,
that
right,
shit.
every time. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you guys.
Man, I got to tell you, so obviously us being from Cleveland, we have honestly, it's a pretty diverse town. So we've got our fair share of Latin weddings. We do Greek weddings, Italian weddings, Orthodox weddings, Coptic weddings. But I will say that my company, so to give you a little background, so Nick and I work for my company, Sound Precision Entertainment. We do about 200 weddings a year in our market.
Nice.
Julia's our photo and video director, so she touches about 100 weddings a year on that side as well. And I would say maybe 3 or 4 times a year, we get what I would consider to be like a true Latin wedding where they're probably looking at more like 70-30 or more. And I can tell you that they are always very, very difficult for us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Italian, so
Right.
it's tough for us to do. So I mean,
the one we did, we didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, like the
'Cause
language and
I
stuff.
didn't know what
Oh,
they
gosh.
were saying, so I was just with my camera, just waiting, wait, what's happening?
Here's what I'll tell you. No Latin roots at all, but I'm fairly diverse in the Latin scene.
Okay.
I got a couple Mexican friends that I lean on.
Nice.
And they give me some
you're that guy. You're like, I got a couple of black friends.
they keep me in the know with the Latin music. All
Oh, I
right?
feel that, man, for sure.
He's like, I actually had this one black friend one time, so I was cool.
I'm good in the barrio.
So that being said, so I'm going to make the assumption. So you speak fluent Spanish as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, okay. So one thing I haven't seen. So when you're like emceeing a wedding, do you do English, Spanish? You do both? Like, how does that look? for you?
Yeah. So I just transition back and forth between the two. So like I'll start in English. Now I don't like translate it verbatim, right? Because it'll take way too long. Right?
Right.
Like, there's sometimes where I'll do wedding ceremonies and they do everything in English and then everything in Spanish and it's
Yeah.
like twice as long. So I just bounce between the two. So I'll start in English, say the same thing in like Spanish, and then bounce right back to English. So back and forth. Yeah.
Wow. So we got to ask. We got a lot of experience here. How long have you been doing this?
I've been DJing since I was like 15. So
Okay.
20 years. I'm
So
35
20,
now.
he's got another 20. We got like 50, 60 years of experience here. A lot of horror stories, I'm sure.
Honestly,
I'm scary to hear that. I know.
when I look at myself on camera, I'm just like, oh my God, look at this. Like every day I look at myself, I'm like, oh, I look fucking terrible. You know, like I'm 41 now, and it's not looking good. You know what I mean? Like it's just not.
I feel that, man. I feel
So,
that.
so we started this podcast. We want to let brides know it's a big day. It's important. You got professionals. But at the end of the day, it's just a wedding, right? You're still going to have a good time. Things may go sideways, but that's why you got professionals. So in your 20 years, do you have a wedding horror story that has stood out? Something that seemed insurmountable, but they still had a good time?
Juicy,
Yeah, for sure.
Juicy. Like
I'll
I
give
want
you two.
like best man cracking the bridesmaid. and
snaps.
yeah.
Okay. So I'll give you guys two. I'll give you one that was like out of my control, and then one that was like, equipment malfunction.
Okay.
So we'll start with the one that was kind of out of my control. So with that one, it was the groom's second marriage, right? He was an older guy, and he was marrying a girl that was quite a bit younger than he was. He's probably, let's say he was like 55 and she was like 30. Right?
Damn.
I want to say,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, very nice. So kind of like towards the end of the night, his daughter from his first marriage came up and was like, hey, she gave me like $100, and she was like, I want you to play this song. This was me and my dad's song. Like, as soon as it gets played, I'm gonna go out to the dance floor and we're gonna dance together. I was like, oh, perfect, I got you. I play the song, and what does he do? He goes and grabs the new wife. Not knowing that he didn't know that I'll give him that. He didn't know that she requested the song, but she thought they were going to have a moment. He goes and grabs the new wife and takes her out to dance.
Wow.
The daughter loses it, bro. She runs out to the middle of the dance floor. You're the reason my parents broke up. My dad cheated on my mom with you.
Wow.
She starts like going after her, like trying to pull her hair. And they literally escort her out the wedding, like kicking and screaming.
The bride or the new wife?
The daughter.
They escort the daughter
out.
Wow.
Yeah. They escort the daughter out. And now she's standing outside the door, like screaming, trying to get back in, like making a huge. Thankfully, it was like maybe 20 minutes left in the wedding, and they called it a night.
So there were a few adult soda pops that were consumed at that point.
Yeah, way too many. Way too many.
Those are the best.
Yeah. So that was one. The other one, during first dance, I feel like if I could just get through grand entry and first dance, I could care less if my computer crashes the rest. But just please don't crash during first dance, bro, because everybody's eyes are on that moment,
Yep.
And I was having some issues with I was using an S9 at the time, and for whatever reason, every time I would turn it up, it would like it would just stop the music.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was, and I ended up restarting it, and it worked out fine for the rest of the night. But
Thankfully,
it was the father-daughter dance, and sure enough, man, they're having their dance, and I go to give it a little more volume, and boop, it just shuts the whole thing off, bro. And the bride gives me the craziest side eye. But the rest of the night went flawless.
So
man.
it's funny. I've got a story similar to that. So right when the Rain 4 came out, it was like brand spanking new. I picked one up. And I was playing a wedding. I was all excited. I've only used it once or twice. And one of my DJs was with me, my assistant, and he thought like it'd be a great idea to update the firmware before. So it was like the wedding started, and it was like fucked up. And what was going on was like the pitch of the song wasn't right. So it sounded like we were like playing like karaoke version. So we were playing a Morgan Wallen song. And the dad came up and put his finger on my chest because he's like, Morgan Wallen's the most famous artist in the world, and you're playing like a
Jesus.
And I'm like, and I knew I was playing the right track, but I had no control over like my pitch. It was like that was for me, like that moment for you, that was my moment. And at that time I only had the one controller with me, and I knew it was going to require me to like restart things, but we were in like the dances, and it was like
that's the worst part.
So I played the 3 formal dances in the wrong key. Like it was not good. I've done this for a good 16 years. I'm like that has never and will never happen again.
Yeah, bro, that's the worst.
I got one for you. You guys obviously know my worst situation. It's probably my second or third wedding ever. I'm on my 4th year doing this, and Latin wedding, and we're getting ready to do the speeches with the father, and I'm talking, I'm announcing. I take a step back. I knocked the cake off the table.
No.
In front of 250 guests.
250.
So I'm his boss. So we bust balls, So he calls me up. He's like, dude. He's like, I just knocked the cake over. I'm like, come on. He's like, no, I'm serious. And I could tell.
I'll tell you.
I could tell in my voice. I was like, I'm like, fucking, you better go get another one. So we sent our assistant to Costco.
Nobody believed me, and
bro, what did you do?
Nobody saw it. I don't know how. Maybe I was too captivating on the microphone, but nobody saw.
That's probably it.
I'm serious. Nobody
He's
saw.
So good looking.
And literally, I just carried on. Nobody noticed. The bride and groom were sitting right next to the cake. Didn't notice.
Was it like a 3-tier cake?
3-tiered,
oh
big cake.
God.
So then I sent staff to come around. They cleaned it up. Sent the other guy to go get 2 cakes. Literally a sheet cake and a round cake from like Walmart. Stack it. Cutting cake.
And they
didn't know.
Well, no, they had a clue.
So then I went up to them.
Their cake was fucked, but like they were like not gonna let it ruin their day.
No, they didn't know until I told them at dinner. I told them at dinner. They didn't believe me either. But then it was a Latin wedding, and I absolutely crushed it. And I got a 4 out of 5 star review.
Hey, there you go.
To this day,
would have been 5 hadn't it not been for the cake.
It would have.
To this day, I have to hear this shit from him about like, dude, I can knock over somebody's cake. Still got you 4 out of 5 star review. So I call him 4-star Nick now.
There you go.
So
That's amazing, bro. That you still were able to like be that quick on your feet, though.
I'm telling you,
you know, and have the resources to go get another cake.
So I gotta ask. So Jack was telling us that he's like a single op. Like Jack Christian he's the guy.
Yeah.
And DNA, right?
Yeah.
So you're more like us, right? Like a multi-op,
Yep.
correct? So like fill us in. Like give me the idea. Like how many weddings a year does DNA handle? How long is it coming around? How many DJs do you roll out? Like give me kind of the background.
Yeah. So we do last year we did 206 weddings.
Wow.
It's
almost the exact same as like 201 or something.
Nice. Yeah. And it's myself, and we just brought myself and 7 others. I just added 2. But see, like most of my guys still have full-time jobs.
Sure.
So I try to one of them's expecting another kid, so we try to accommodate them as well, right?
Sure.
So he came to me and said, hey, bro, I can only do 1 gig a month now. All right, cool. So then we brought on additional staff to try to help out with those. But we have myself and 7 guys, and then we hired our first girl DJ.
Wow.
On the team. So she's super dope, man.
Now, are all of them bilingual?
Every single one of them is bilingual.
No
yeah.
shit.
Oh, God. See,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's
You could do that in Dallas.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
Now, here's what I'd love to know, and maybe she hasn't been around long enough to have. So I would love to say the first, probably not the first, but we were amongst the top 2 or 3 companies in Cleveland to have our first 2 female DJs and MCs,
Nice.
which in Cleveland was a really cool thing. And what was more disheartening for me as the owner, it wasn't I don't think out of sexism, but people just assume, I think, that a wedding DJ is a male.
No, 100%.
And I would have a very hard time, when we would tell clients, hey, you got Karen coming out. She is fantastic. She's going to, and you could just see, the color run out of their face a
Right.
little bit. So, I'm just curious, is that the experience that you have in Dallas?
She's done a really good job. She's super young, man. She's only 19, but she's done an amazing job of, building a brand for herself already. So she is on, one of our local area radio stations already. And she's just really good at, she already had a brand. I was like, bro, she would be a perfect fit. And I just approached her and she was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I've actually had people request her specifically.
There you go.
Just because of the fact that she's also super involved in a lot of women empowerment, events and things like that. All the local
Let's go.
chambers. So she's on all that type of stuff. So she makes a lot of really good connections. And so, yeah, man, but I do see where you're coming from, because I don't see in Dallas, I don't know any other wedding DJs that are female.
Yeah.
If I can think off the top of my head.
No, I will say credit, big shout out. So in the Cleveland market now, not that they work for us specifically, but there's a group. I think you might have met them last year. They're called the Energy Producer.
Yeah.
She is fucking. Her name is correct.
Right.
Her name is correct.
No,
energy-
the last year I met him, I was like, yo, bro, these girls are on one.
Yeah,
They
so
definitely got the energy.
She kills it. Does a great job. Rock the House, one of our competitors. They have a chick. A lady, I should say, who is running their division now, so she does a really good job.
Nice.
And so yeah, I'm super proud of the Cleveland scene as far as empowering women to get in the scene is really cool. So
Yeah, I think it's dope, man. Especially, I have a daughter, so once I brought her on, my daughter's 9, and she was like, "Oh, Amaris, she's super cool, Dad." And it kind of sparked even a more interest in her to be like, oh, I think I want to learn how to do, it's just really cool, man, to see see those girls putting on for the younger generation,
Sure, for sure.
Because we have a lot of role models as men, but I feel
Yeah.
sometimes the females don't see many DJs that are girls too, so it's not as frequent that they could see themselves doing it too,
Now with your staff, one of the things that we do, and I've seen it both ways in different markets. So we can do on the DJ side, we'll say up to 7 or 8 weddings in a night, and I've prided myself. So I provide all of the gear, all of the speakers, cables, computers,
Oh, damn.
lights, even the vehicles that we drive. Now, do your guys, are they more do they have their own gear?
Yeah.
Or, okay, so they all have their own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So then how do you, I guess, what is the quality control? Is there a certain level of gear that you hope or expect out of your guys, or kind of give us that information?
Yeah, man, it's kind of cool that we all, even though they all have their own gear, but they all end up buying what I buy. So
Yeah.
I was using the Evox 12s for the longest, the white Evox 12s. Now, the one thing that I do provide them with, though, is custom video booths. So, the A-Rock booth that has
Yep.
been here at the summit, we built our own version of it.
Sure.
And so every one of my guys has one of those.
Yeah, we have the Toads up in Cleveland.
So
yeah.
same concept. I do purchase those for them, or I fabricate them and then they use them. But everybody kind of follows suit, brother. We all everyone levels each other up. We're always hey bro, we just got this. And then so like, I've also helped a few of them where like, hey man, I may get it and then just like take it out over gig, you know, like kind of
that's a model.
I
think that's actually a brilliant model. I've heard of one other guy do that where he basically like finances the gear for his guys, and like it kind of is like smart for twofold. Like number one, like, you know, when this person has like a debt against you, like you got to think that for the most part, like they're not going to flake on you because they don't want to have this like vig hanging over their head. You know what I mean? So, so that's cool. So you said how many years are you doing this now?
So I've been running DNA since 2019.
So you grew quick.
Yeah, bro. Like, so I was working, you know, crazy. I mean, I don't know if we have time for me to tell the story, but I was working for another company before then. And, you know, that's kind of how I got my start in like the wedding DJ. He kind of opened my eyes to like, oh, damn, bro, there's a lot.
There's money.
There's money in this stuff, you know, because I met him at a wedding. I was DJing for a friend of mine. He's like, hey, bro, I really like your style. I'd like for you to come work with me. Went to go work with him. We grew his brand quite a bit to a point where it was like, you know, I kind of wanted to do things it was just me and him. He wanted to do things a certain way.
Right.
And my brother-in-law, you know, inherited a ton of money. And he was like, hey, bro, let's buy him out. Like, ask him if he would be willing to just sell you the company. We pay him a percentage forever. He didn't like that idea when I presented it to him.
He was like, fuck you.
Yeah. But the thing was, man, like, you know, I was doing the social media. I was really kind of helping him grow this thing, right? And I feel like I gave him a crazy deal, but thank God he didn't take it though, bro, because honestly it was the best thing that happened to me. But after I told him that, he was like, hey, in 2 weeks you're done. Your last wedding's with me in 2 weeks. We can't do it anymore. I was like, all right.
Here's what I can tell you. So I can relate so much. So my company, I had a partner at one point, and I was like the young, hungry, aggressive, let's grow this thing. My partner's a little bit older. He was just kind of like on the young gravy train, like, hey, this kid's working, like I'm just gonna rake.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where like it wasn't tenable for me. I ended up buying him out, same thing. But you know, it's funny where I always say partners are for dancing, not for business.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to run a successful partnership in business. You know, when dollars and cents get in the way, man, it's tough.
No, for sure, bro. And I feel like if you like, it's I always tell people, man, like I'd rather keep a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like as opposed to like trying to do. Even my younger brother, man, was like, hey, he was starting his business up. He was like, hey, man, let's do it. And thank God it took off for him. But I was like, man, I'd rather keep our relationship as brothers, bro. I don't want nothing to go wrong, you know?
I tell this story not to be braggadocious because it's going to come across that way. But just, so my buddy and I in college, so we started this together. We were just 19-year-old kids. And he was the business guy. He got his degree in business. And I was like the drummer, DJ guy. And we like same thing. Oh, there's a little money in this. Let's see. So after we graduated college, like he got like his first big boy job and was kind of like, listen, man, like I just can't really do this anymore. We had spent a little bit of money together. So I think he thought that like he was going to step out and the business would just go away. I went to school to be a teacher. So I bought half of my company from him. I gave him $1,000. And we approached 7 figures in business now.
I love that, bro.
And I gave him 1,000.
I never heard that story.
Ken Montgomery.
That's dope, bro.
Wow.
He won't like me telling that story.
He's like kicking you, punching the air right now.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, it was worth $1,000, but I always go like, that was a miscalculation.
But bro, so whenever I approached him about that, we were probably doing $50,000 in revenue at that time, and he was like, you know, well, give me $200,000 and 20% forever.
Jesus.
And I was like, bro, we're not even doing close to that, you know? And so I was like, nah, man, I'm good then. And so I ended up leaving. I took a $10,000 loan out to buy gear because I had nothing. And here I am now talking to you guys,
dude,
man.
So
Crazy.
built up the content, built up the name.
Yeah.
I love our country, fucking
Heck
entrepreneurship.
yeah, bro.
Like, dude, that is...
Like, where else can that happen, bro?
That's true.
So,
You know?
like, you don't know Cleveland. Like, I'm from a place called Garfield Heights, which is basically, like, at best, now it's like the hood, but when we grew up, it was a more like lower middle class. And to be like, my dad was a semi-truck driver for Pepsi, and to be able to go, he told me my whole life, like, I want you pushing pencils and not cases of pop. And I guess now I do push speakers, but like, but I can live with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really cool situation. So, talk to me a little about like the Dallas scene. Like, I mean, weddings are weddings, but like, is there anything that you think are like is specific to like to Dallas and like the way you guys do it down there? Like, I'd be curious. Like anything regional?
You know, I do a lot of Latin weddings, so I mean, I just feel that I don't know how, like, cause we don't do the whole like dancing before dinner thing in Dallas.
No, we don't do it in Cleveland
so
either.
I feel like there's nothing, I'm not like in like a New York market where like we're doing the latest and greatest, you know, like.
Now, do you guys do like, so we have a couple Latin ones they do this thing called like Loco Hour. Do you guys do that?
So that's more going to be like your like Puerto Ricans and like, you know, Dominicans probably. We don't do it all that often. I do mainly like Mexican weddings.
So actual like Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like primarily like my clientele is like usually one of them is Mexican and the other one is like white or black or not Mexican. You know?
So almost always like mixed couples.
Always 90% of them.
Wow.
Yeah. 90% of the events that we do are mixed couples.
So what's a big
Okay.
misconception
I like that.
about cultural weddings that people might not know?
Yeah, bro. I feel like, you know, the big one is just the music, right? Like everyone thinks Latin and they think Bad Bunny. Or they think like Suavemente, right? But you know, great song.
Honestly,
you know?
Crespo has got me through many Latin
For
weddings.
sure, for sure. But you show up to like a wedding where it's like a lot of Mexican, they're gonna be like, "What in the hell is this dude playing,
Yeah,
bro?"
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's just they're very regionally sounding. So like they want to hear stuff from their region of Mexico.
And you know what's fucked up, and it makes us sound so lame, but it's true. So in Cleveland and like Pittsburgh, so it used to be like big polka towns, and like I've learned in this business, there's Cleveland polka and there's Pittsburgh
Exactly.
polka, and they will get pissed as fuck if you try to drop like a Pittsburgh polka song at a Cleveland wedding. They'll be like,
I
you
didn't
what
know
mean?
that. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know
dude.
Pittsburgh does like polka.
Oh, dude,
Things.
polka
I don't
is
know.
very.
We even have like a
regional.
Mexican polka, you know, like
Do you really?
yeah, it's like rancheras and polka. Like it's a whole little subgenre of like Mexican music.
Are you
know?
married? I know you got the kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say like if I had that accent like that, or I would be pulling so many bitches.
Yeah,
He's like, "Let's I was like, yeah, dude. I'm
I'll
married.
teach. I'll give you some lessons after.
Yeah, I'm
Duolingo.
married. My wife, like, I'm just like, how you doing, baby?
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, you were here last year,
Yeah.
and if I remember last year, it was like a fly in, fly out for you, right? Like
No, I was here for a few days.
were you?
Yeah.
Like or like maybe like I forget what it was, but like after you spoke, did you have to jet like pretty quickly or
I don't
something?
even remember what day I spoke on, bro. I was kind of in and out though. Like I was.
Yeah, like I didn't
I
like
wasn't-
really I dug what you said obviously, and so I was happy and stoked to hear that you were coming back. So like I know like for the conference, like I want to give them a little bit of love. So like you're here last year, you know Dallas is not close to Pittsburgh,
Right.
so you know you're here again. So like you know what brings you back to Pittsburgh? You know what do you like about the conference here, and kind of you know what brings you back?
Yeah, man. So, you know, last time that I came was my first time ever in Pittsburgh. And like I told you guys, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. So like the only thing I ever knew about Pittsburgh was the Steelers,
Yeah.
you know? So when I got here, I was actually pleasantly surprised, bro, with like the city in itself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's cold as balls here. Like we don't get this type of cold in Texas, but as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, yo, this is like, this is disrespectful, you know? But I love that the conference here, bro, like everybody that I've met so far has been like super open and willing to learn, you know, especially in this industry, man. There's gonna be a lot of egos, you know, and I don't ever run into that when I come to Pittsburgh. I get a lot of love and everyone's like super cool and
noticed that.
super awesome, man. And just the fact that the community that they've built here, man, in the education too, like especially this week or this time around, like Joe, I'm looking forward to hearing Joe Bunn.
We got
Malik,
Joe Bunn here
you
tomorrow
know?
morning.
Yeah.
I've been watching Joe for like years online. Never met the man. It's gonna be like one of them weird moments where like I feel like I know the fucking
Right.
guy. Like I know what his sons look
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
I like know what he sells.
No, bro, Joe changed my life, man. Like I was one of the first like members that joined like the DJ's Vault, you know, like when he first dropped it, and like there was so much value in there that, you know, learning about like contract. Because I mean, when you're first starting like DJing, you don't know about all that
No.
stuff, you know. Like it's just a matter of like, oh, I'm playing music, you know. But like when you realize, man, like the impact that you can have like for your family and for your friends, even like the wedding industry and just the DJing in general is like open up.
It's so
crazy
funny, man. Like
opportunities,
you
man.
and Jack really mirror each other a lot because like he was just like, I mean, him and I were on the same page because I could tell you have the exact same passion because we wouldn't be here if we didn't. Like just the fact that you can be, you know, with somebody on their most important day,
Yeah.
dressed to the nines, family, and it's your job to make sure you facilitate it just going smooth,
Yep.
everybody having a good time. Like I literally tell people, like, is there a better way to make a living?
Bro,
like,
there-
like
yeah.
there are people fucking digging ditches.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
man.
And we're at a wedding, dressed to the nine, eating some decent food, average
Having
maybe.
a few drinks, you know.
All right, so I got to ask you guys a question then, bouncing off of that. If you're passionate about the wedding, like we all are, what's your most favorite either formality or part of the wedding that you're just sheer passion?
when I go home. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. No,
when I shut the trunk.
yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, dude, like, because I have a daughter, man. Probably the father-daughter dance gets me like every time. You know, like before I have another, I'm like, oh, all right, playing. But now it's like knowing that one day, I'm gonna have to do that, bro. Like I see sometimes where the dads are just like bawling their eyes out or like giving their speech, and like I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm behind the booth, like, so that's probably my favorite, man. Just like knowing that one day, hopefully I'll get the opportunity to be here to see that,
So, similarly, so I have a daughter as well, so that's definitely a moment that's crossed my mind as being one of those. But most of them are terrible. But sometimes when you get one of these moments where you get to either introduce a best man, a dad, a maid of honor who's going to get up and give a toast, and they just go up there and they take their 3 to 5 minutes and they just knock it out of the park, whether it's something funny, whether it's just like a great message they delivered, that they don't talk too long, and it's just like, that to me, I'm like, wow, like that could be a super powerful moment too. So
because you hear a lot of bad speeches too at weddings. All right, bro, it's my 7th time here in this chat. Like
if I hear one more time,
line,
like the best man's like, yeah, like we were in 2nd grade and we played Mario 3 and we always were looking for the whistle. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, right, like, exactly.
It's like, get up there, say the bride looks nice, tell a funny story, and get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure. That's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite. It's just the best man speech. It always hits home, and I would hope that my friends will talk about me like that one day. You know what I mean, that's what I really think about.
They're not going to.
Remember that one time, bro?
So last year at the summit, you did like a whole social media segment. I caught the tail end of yours today. You were talking primarily about just Latin.
Yeah, Latin music.
Okay. How'd that go, and how did you get involved with all this?
Yeah, man, I thought it was dope, man. Shout out to, Bill. He was kind of the one who, approached me about last year coming. It was like really the first like major conference I've ever had the opportunity to like speak at. I did like a little smaller one in Arizona. Shout out to those guys. But this was like the first like multi-day conference that I got invited to last year. And so the opportunity to like get on stage and speak in front of peers and stuff like that, like it was dope, man. Like being able to do that. And then just, I feel like pushing my culture forward too. Like I don't feel, the only other person that I can think of that really did a lot of like stuff for Latinos was like Bar, DJ Bar. Shout out to him. Like I remember, dude, I watched like
his content,
every single one of his YouTube videos. His
content was crazy. I used to watch DJ Bar all the time. Yeah.
And seeing him inspired me to be like, damn, bro, I can do that too, And so he's one of the now he's like a good friend of mine, and that's the beauty of coming up things like this, bro. Like you would never have the opportunity to like rub shoulders with those guys that you see online if you're not at places like this.
And it's it's fucking wild. Like you're doing 206 weddings, we're doing 200. Like it just the amount of business, dude. It's crazy. Like every person here is doing $500,000 plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's crazy.
It's wild. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just it's like, to me, it's mind-boggling.
And the thing is, bro, like people that are doing that level of business are so willing to share what it is that they're doing that allowed them to get there. You got the guys at the bottom that are like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, that was me.
You
I was when I was young, I was the biggest asshole.
What'd you say at the conference last year?
Last year, there were audible gasps in the room. They asked me to go up. I didn't speak like you did, but I spoke on a panel.
It was bad.
And I said, when I was young, I swear to God, I felt this way. If my competition was drowning in front of me, I'd put the fucking hose in their mouth and turn on the spigot. And I felt that way for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, dude, maybe just you get older, you mellow out, but I'm just like, we can all make a nice living for our families and be a bit more collaborative. We don't got to all be buddy
right,
and all that,
of course.
but like there could be some healthy, competition. But at the same time, like we're all trying to do the same job.
Yeah.
We don't want it to go bad for any bride, whether I'm doing the wedding or you're, you know what I mean? So I think I've just mellowed out in my old age a little bit.
That's the beauty of these summits is you're in Dallas, we're in Cleveland. We're not taking your customers, you're not taking ours, but we can collaborate, we could befriend, and then everybody shares and support one another.
For sure.
I think it's incredible.
No, I agree, man.
Why don't we have this for photographers?
What's that?
Why don't we have stuff like this for photographers?
No, they probably do.
I'm sure they do have some.
So here's the thing. So I started the company. I'm a DJ. So we have my company. We have 5 full-time employees, and we have like a shit ton of contractors. So we've just recently hit our stride, and I give Julietta credit. So she runs that side of the house for me, the photo and video side. And I feel like as we grow, there are probably things like this for photo people. Yeah. But because I've been a DJ, I'm just not out there like looking for the photo conferences, But I mean, dude, listen, you've been super generous with your time. Nick has honestly been fangirling about you. He's like, oh my God, like I can't wait to see Nate
Here we
Acosta.
go.
Thanks, bro.
Like,
He's
yeah,
really
like
excited.
literally, I'm just like, dude, you're a little light and loafer. You know?
Here's what I'll say. After sitting through all of everybody's stuff last year, there were some that impacted me more than others.
Sure.
And what you did on social media impacted how I wanted to push my social
Thanks,
media.
man.
I will
appreciate that,
say
bro.
he, not just for my business, but for his own ventures as well. I do feel like he took his online presence to another level, and you definitely were a part of that.
Thanks,
Like,
man.
He's
Thank
been
you, bro.
talking
Seriously.
about that since last year, like literally. So
I mean, that's like the most. I tell people all the time, bro. Like, social media changed my life. Like in reality, and I don't even have like a crazy following like some of these other guys. But if you just lock in for 1 year, dude, and just be consistent, like, and I think Jack mentioned it earlier. It's not necessarily about the followers, but just your bookings that are going to come through, dude. Like, and it's a free resource. Like, it
is.
takes nothing but time to like just lock in and put out good content, and like it changed the booking for us, man, for sure, and rates,
well, as always,
Had a hell of a time, man.
we're super
Yeah.
excited to see you here the rest
Bro.
of the week.
Where can they follow you if they want to check you out?
Yeah, DJ Nate Acosta on all social media, TikTok, Instagram,
Do you have a website?
DNAeventservices.com.
All right.
Well, the Dallas Players Club. I thought that said the Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, yeah.
When you first sat down, I was like, that's really about that
Yeah,
the AIDS
yeah.
movie. And I was like,
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. Good
Listen,
movie.
man, you've been super generous. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you
We're
coming
fired
on.
up. As always, it's just a wedding out.
Just a wedding podcast.